Start with the scale of the problem. Your body is somewhere around 37 trillion cells, and every one of them has to be protected. The threats, viruses, bacteria, parasites, are constantly evolving. They change the proteins on their surface specifically to hide from you. So, most of what tries to infect you is something your immune system has literally never encountered. Now, think about what that means. You have to build a weapon against an enemy you've never seen that's actively disguising itself, and you have to do it in days. In computing, that's a brutal search problem. The space of possible targets is astronomically large, and the right answer isn't in any database you already have. Here's the twist that makes the whole thing work. Your body doesn't wait until the enemy appears before mounting a defense. That would be too slow. Instead, and hold on to this because it's the core idea, it builds the answers first and searches for the enemy second. The mechanism has a name: VDJ recombination. Your DNA carries sets of gene segments grouped into three families called V, D, and J. As each new immune cell matures, it selects one segment from each family through a highly diverse genetic process and stitches them together. Then, at the joints, it introduces additional genetic variation by adding a few extra DNA letters. Do that shuffle over and over, and the numbers get absurd. In principle, this process can build more than 10 trillion different antibody shapes. And at any given moment, your body is carrying on the order of billions of distinct ones. Each one is a slightly different shape, a different key waiting for a different lock. So before a single virus shows up, your body has already generated a vast library of shapes. When a real pathogen finally arrives, your immune system doesn't design anything. It searches this pre built library for a shape that fits the invading pathogen. And because the library is so huge, something almost always does. The winners then get copied and refined until the fit is razor sharp. Generate a massive space of candidates first. Match against the real problem second. Keep that sentence in your head. We're going to see it again in silicon. But generating billions of random shapes creates a dangerous problem of its own, and your body solves it with something that looks a lot like a delete key. When you're randomly generating billions of shapes, some of them purely by chance will fit you. They'll lock onto your own healthy cells. Left alone, those cells would attack your body. That's the basic engine of autoimmune disease. So before a new immune cell is ever allowed into circulation, it goes through a test. It's shown the body's own molecules. If it reacts strongly to self, if it recognizes you as the enemy, it's either forced to edit itself or it's destroyed on the spot. Immunologists call this negative selection or central tolerance. The self-reactive candidates are deleted before they can do any harm. Here's a way to see it that a machine learning engineer would recognize instantly. You've generated a huge batch of candidates. Some are false positives. They fire on the wrong thing. So you run a filter that removes the false positives before the system goes live. Your body runs that quality control pass on itself quietly every single day. It debugs its own output. Generate broadly, filter out the failures, deploy what survives. Now, where else have we seen exactly that pattern? This generate a huge space, then search it for the best match idea is one of the workhorses of modern computing. When a system has to find the closest match inside billions of possibilities too fast to check them one by one, engineers use a family of techniques called approximate nearest neighbor search. It powers the recommendations and the search results you see every day. Don't compare against everything, jump to the region where a good match probably lives. Uh, Now, I want to be careful here because it's easy to oversell this. Your immune system is not literally running Google's code. The chemistry and the software are genuinely different. But the strategy: pre generate an enormous candidate space, then match against the real query instead of designing an answer from scratch, is strikingly the same. This strategy has been at work for roughly 500 million years, long before humans began to understand it. And it goes further. In 2020, an AI system called AlphaFold, built by DeepMind, cracked a 50-year-old problem, predicting how a protein folds into its 3D shape. It was such a leap that its creators, Demis Hassabis and John Jumper, shared the 2024 Nobel Prize in Chemistry. And predicting and working with custom protein shapes against unknown targets, that is the same kind of challenge your immune system has been solving inside your body since before the dinosaurs. Humans didn't invent this principle. We discovered it by studying living systems. Modern science is only beginning to understand and reproduce parts of it, and there's still much about the real system that we don't fully understand. This isn't just a nice metaphor, it's shaping how we make drugs. Many of the most important medicines of the last 2 decades, the monoclonal antibodies that treat cancers and autoimmune disease, are essentially us borrowing the immune system's own generate and select trick and running it in the lab. Scientists build enormous libraries of antibody candidates, then screen them for the few that bind a target. The same two-step logic your body uses. And the flow now runs both ways. Biology inspired the algorithm. The algorithm in tools like AlphaFold now helps us read and design the proteins nature makes. The more carefully we study the immune system as an extraordinarily efficient biological search system, the better we get at engineering new ones for drug discovery, for diagnostics, for vaccines. That's the real headline. Not that your body is a computer, it's that living systems demonstrate an extraordinarily effective solution to a problem our best laboratories are still working on. And it has been carrying out that function with remarkable reliability throughout your life. So, back to the question we opened with. How does your body find a weapon for a virus it's never seen? Now you know the trick. It doesn't find it. It already built it, along with billions of others, and simply search the shelf. The solution already existed before the threat ever appeared. The more we discover, the more we realize how much there is to appreciate. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to continue learning, explore my biopharmaceutical industry and artificial intelligence in biopharma. Links in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share it with anyone interested in biotech, pharmaceuticals, or the future of medicine.